What? Pearls in the kitchen? Yes, in honor of this lady right there, Julia Child, I'm putting on my pearls to honor Wednesday Glow and National Cooking Day this coming Friday. We're gonna get tuned in, tapped on, turned on, because this lady back in the 1960s inspired a lot of Americans to learn about cooking, specifically French cooking, and her first major cookbook was a master seller, The Mastery of French Cooking. So, what is so cool about this lady that we should get excited about? Well, first of all, she has a holiday after her. Hello, this coming Friday, National Cooking Day. So, I'm going to tell you a little bit about her and one of her first little stellar inspirations for Americans that you may not know about. So, she wasn't born in France. She didn't even know about French cooking until she got married in her late 30s, all right? So, hello, this was a revolutionary kind of hero in my book. So, one tidbit fact you might love to know about her is she was always wearing pearls, and she was 6'2", guys. Yeah, she played basketball at Smith's College. And one thing I'm going to ask you to do is, if you happen to know anything about basketball, what rule changed because she played basketball and was so tall? If you're smart, let me know in the chat. Okay, well, let's get into one of the first things that she did to kind of get us all going here in America back in the 1960s. So she marries this guy that she meets while she was a spy. Yeah, she was a spy. She worked for the Central Intelligence Agency, a special division known as Strategic Services. And while she was there developing a shark repellent, she met her husband. He took her to France. They ate at this amazing place called La Corone. I want to say it in Spanish because I'm Spanish, but it's more French. And that's where she went, oh my God, I love French food. I got to do something with it. So I want to show you her basic tools that she always had in her kitchen. Hi, Mia, how are you? So in her kitchen, Julia Child always had saucepan, a nice big spoon. Sometimes she used this as a tasting spoon, and if she didn't, she used this, a little smaller size, a French whisk, woohoo, and a stirrer of some kind. This is our wooden spatula, but she would always have different variances, different sizes. So this was her basic go-to. What her very first recipe that she ever perfected, that she talked about, that she fell in love with, was a basic sauce. Now, a lot of Americans have taken her sauces and converted them to vinaigrettes. So what's the difference between a vinaigrette and a sauce? Basically, you heat a sauce. You can have the same ingredients, but you heat it, you boil it. It changes not only the texture, but you can add things to it. It just has a completely different, I would say, flavor profile, but also usage on your food. So, I'm going to do another thing that she did, and that is put on my apron, because what Julia Child always had was an apron on, her pearls, a nice little dress, and she didn't have mitt gloves that we use in the kitchen. She always had like a little kitchen towel draped over, and that's what she would use to open the oven. So we're gonna make a basic vinaigrette from her book. Remember, vinaigrette is not heated. You can heat it. These were the basic ingredients that she used in her first vinaigrette. And it doesn't matter what order. So we're gonna just start pulling out things. She had a good Spanish or Italian wine, and it's 6 tablespoons. So I'm going to be doing the 6 while you're looking over some of the other ingredients. We now are on 3. One of the other interesting tidbits about Julia was that because she played basketball, she was inducted by President Bush, I believe it was, to be the very first woman honored in the Culinary Institute for us in 1993. So that was the very first woman. Prior to that, it was all men. And she loved to cook with capers. Capers are a peppercorn, so we're going to use 1 on this. So we've got our olive oil. We've got 1 teaspoon on our capers. Now we're going to move on to the balsamic. A really nice dark balsamic is so important, the vinaigrette. Okay, and for that we need 2. So we're going to do 2, 1, 2. Now you're asking, well, what's a vinaigrette used for? Salad dressings, basting. She used a lot of items like lamb, pork, and she would baste them with vinaigrettes or later cook the vinaigrettes in a sauce by adding milk and completely change the profile of her food. So we're making a basic vinaigrette, as I mentioned. So now we're going to do 1/4 teaspoon, don't you love it when these things don't open, of dry mustard. Oh, this smells so great. Adds a nice little, oops, wrong top. Nice little ting to your vinaigrette. And for the lemon juice, we're going to have 2 tablespoons. So we're going to... Now this was her basic vinaigrette. And what she would do is with this, she would either baste her different meats, fowl, whatever she was using, and later transport it into a saucepan, and depending on what she was making, she would add milk or eggs, other things to add to the creaminess. But this is a basic vinaigrette that a lot of Americans use for their salad dressings or for basting their meats or their turkey, their chicken. Now, because I've got Latin and Italian in me, I like to add a few little goodies to that. I like to add sea salt and pepper. So I'm going to do a little dash on that. You'll also notice I like to add some tarragon, just a pinch, which is already in there. Some fresh chives. And of course, garlic. So I've chopped my garlic in a little garlic chopper that I just love. I think I got this from Pampered Chef. I don't know, I've had it forever. But you can get similar products now all over the place. Target, Walmart, any of these great places that are not that expensive. And that is my vinaigrette. Now this I love for varied reasons. One, I use it on certain salads. I use it in particular on fish for basting, and then you can add a little bit of earth balanced butter so that you don't have the real creaminess of butter unless you really love it. But this is a really nice base. So what she would then do is she would take her vinaigrette, put it in her saucepan, and with her whisk, add milk, add eggs, and this would then now become a sauce. But this was her base, and just something as simple as that, she started to inspire people to want to cook because they go, boy, I can do that. That's not that hard. Exactly. So in 1963, someone said, I'm just gonna put her on my show, see how she does. It exploded, and she had a cooking show, Cooking with Julia, that just went absolutely bananas. And in it, she always had capers and butter. In her cooking shows total, she used over 700 pounds of butter through the 10, 12 years that she was highlighted on TV. Oh my God. I just can't believe the little things that we think are not significant and how they just can become beautiful in our cooking arena. So the last thing I want to leave you with is that because of Julia's Child being a woman, she broke the field for women coming into the kitchen. Yeah, we've always been in the kitchen, but we never got the notoriety. She was the one that gave it to us. She broke it with her height, with her pearls, with her style. She had so much laughter. She dropped an entire lamb one time that was covered with this vinaigrette on the floor during her show, which back then you couldn't edit like we can now. And she went, well, I guess things just happen in the kitchen. And yes, they do. So I would love to leave you with a little inspiration. Let me know, do you really think that sauces deserve the credit that they should have? Vinaigrettes? Because they're all over in cookbooks. Let me know in the chat. And celebrate National Cooking Day. You'll find this on my YouTube channel under Desert Life. Hi, Kelly. Desert Life with Maria. There's several other cooking little fun spots things, but how blessed are we to have a woman that brought what we do in the kitchen to life. Yes, National Cooking Day is on Friday. Go do a vinaigrette, go do a sauce. Let me know which one you think is more significant or even brings anything to the table. And enjoy eating healthy. See you later.